Today on Happy Cooking with Yvonne Douglas, we're going to make a really delicious pasta dish. It's what I like to call good comfort food, so stay tuned. Well, welcome back to Happy Cooking with Yvonne Douglas. So let me talk to you about some of the ingredients you're going to need for this really yummy comfort food pasta dish. Alright, so you're going to need 2 tomatoes because you're going to be crushing these up, so 2 good sized tomatoes. You're also going to need approximately a box of rotini pasta. You're going to need half a cup of Parmesan shredded cheese and 8 ounces of shredded mozzarella cheese. You're also going to need, I love Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. This is the Vivaldi brand. Oh my gosh, I just love this cheese. So we're gonna add 1/4 of a cup of Vivaldi cheese, Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. You can use any brand of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, but I just love this brand. And you're gonna need this is a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, 4 strips of bacon. I like to cook mine a little on the crispy side. And you're going to need garlic, ricotta cheese. This is the 15-ounce ricotta cheese, and some arugula. And arugula is that peppery leaf lettuce that is, oh my gosh, it's so good. I just love the taste of arugula. And in this dish, it's gonna be fantastic. So those are, can't forget, you need 1 bell red pepper. We're not gonna be using the whole thing though. We're just gonna be using a little bit of this, but a red bell pepper. And Italian seasoning, salt and pepper, and basil. So when we come back, we're gonna put all this together, so stay tuned. Okay, so one of the first things you wanna do is you're going to just chop up your bell pepper. And like I said, we're just gonna use a little portion of it. So this is probably gonna be about maybe a good tablespoon of chopped bell pepper, red bell pepper. So I'm gonna chop this up, just make little cubes. And like I said, this is approximately a tablespoon of chopped red pepper. Another thing we're gonna do is we're going to cut up our tomatoes, but we're gonna leave them kind of chunky, okay? So I have these really nice sized tomatoes, and I'm going to just kind of cut them into chunks. Okay, add it to my bowl. I'm also going to add my red pepper to this bowl. My tomato sauce. A little Italian seasoning. A little salt and pepper. And I'm going to give that a good stir. Okay, so welcome back to Happy Cooking with Yvonne Douglas. So now we're going to start making our sauce. So in this pan, it has some of the bacon drippings. So I left a little bit in there. You don't want to leave all of it. So you probably want to leave about, let's say, a tablespoon or so, maybe a little more of the fat from the bacon. I'm going to get my garlic, and I'm using one teaspoon of garlic. Let me get my wooden spoon here. And I'm gonna cook up my garlic in that bacon fat. Just cook that up a little bit. And while that's going on, I'm gonna put on my oven at 400 degrees, okay? I'm going to heat that up. continue cooking my bacon, cooking my garlic in my bacon fat. And I already cooked up my bacon. Now with your bacon, always drain it on a paper towel, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to crush my bacon into these little, kind of like little bacon bits. Okay, so I'm just going to be smashing these with my fingers, and yes, always wash your hands, especially this time. But you should always wash your hands when you're working with food. But I'm gonna break these up into little bacon bits. And when we come back, we're gonna continue with our sauce, so stay tuned. Okay, so my garlic is pretty much cooked, and now I'm going to add that sauce mixture that I started doing with the chunky tomatoes, the tomato sauce, the red pepper flakes. It has Italian seasoning and salt and pepper. So I'm gonna add that. Make sure you get all of that sauce. Very nice, stir that. And I also have a little bit of the pasta water reserved. I didn't throw away all my pasta water, I just have a little bit of it. So I'm going to add some of that pasta water too. And I'm also going to add my arugula. Now how much arugula? Well, I'm using a good handful. So I'm just putting a good handful of that arugula in my sauce. Okay, and I'm gonna stir that up. So I'm gonna let this cook for about 20 minutes, okay? And when we come back, then we're gonna continue making our delicious pasta dish. So stay tuned. Now my sauce has been cooking for about 5 minutes right now. And one thing I didn't mention earlier, but I want to add 1 teaspoon of tomato paste. So I'm adding just a little bit of tomato paste to my sauce just to make it a little bit thicker, okay? So I'm gonna continue cooking this. This has probably another, let's say 10 more minutes, 10 to 15 more minutes to cook. And I'm gonna reduce the heat, and I'll put a lid on it, and then we'll continue making our pasta dish. It's been about 10 minutes so far, so my sauce is coming out really good. I'm going to add a little basil leaves to this. Just sprinkle just a little bit on top. Actually, let me give it another stir. So it has those basil leaves. And I'm going to put the lid back on and let this cook for another 5 to 10 more minutes. Okay, so I think my sauce is ready, and it looks ready, tastes ready. And I'm going to add now my pasta to the sauce. So remember, that was almost a full box of the rotoni pasta. And I'm going to just stir that pasta in there. And I'm going to add my mozzarella. Remember, this was 8 ounces of mozzarella. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just let that cook just a little bit, and then I'm going to add it to a casserole dish. So stay tuned. Okay, so now I'm just going to add it to this casserole dish. Adding my pasta to this casserole dish, just like that. Make sure you get all those juices. And I'm just going to kind of spread it out just a little bit. Then I'm gonna get my ricotta and Parmesan and just kind of drop some ricotta here and there. It will all be melted, so it doesn't have to be perfect or anything how you do this. Very easy. And That's what we like, easy. And just add that, just like that. Easy, easy. And just smear just a little bit. And then what I want to do is get that bacon. And I'm going to sprinkle that bacon on top. Oh, it's going to be so good. Yum, yum, yum. Get all those bacon bits. And just place it on top. Wow, yum. Now I'm gonna put this in the oven, preheated at 400 degrees, and it's going to bake for approximately 15 to 20 minutes, so stay tuned. Oh, just look at that. It looks so good. I cannot wait to taste it. Mmm. Oh my, now that is good. The flavor of the bacon mixed with all the other flavors. Mmm. 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 Now that is comfort food. I hope you enjoyed Happy Cooking with Yvonne Douglas today. And if you like this video, please like it and subscribe, and happy cooking. Bye-bye.